Hi Aries, it's Michelle from the Guided Intuitive. How are you? So what I'm going to do for you today is a read for the month of February 2019. And this will be a general read, so take what resonates, and I hope that there's something here for you, and hopefully at least for most of you, okay? This will be for all Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as your Venus signs, okay? So do keep that in mind. And also keep in mind too that energy does transcend. So, what I might be talking about now might be someone's past, might be someone's current situation, or might be someone's future that, hasn't even come quite yet. So just, definitely note that. If you are interested in a personal read, go to theguidedintuitive.com. And this will be, again, like I mentioned, for all Sun, Moon, and Rising signs, as well as your Venus. And if you are not sure what that is, guys, go to the description box. There's a link. You can click that and it'll pop out your full astrological chart. And then from there, you can actually identify which signs are for you that you can actually watch and then see if those resonate with you. You can check out your moon sign. You can actually check out your rising sign, even your Venus sign too. Okay, so just note that, and please continue your likes, your subscribes, and shares, and note your comments because I read them. Okay, so please keep that in mind. And happy February, the month of love. So I've actually pulling out the red cards here. Okay, so the passionate cards. All right. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is go ahead and bring the camera down, and let's get started. Okay. Let me smooth this here. Okay, let's get this down a little bit closer so we can see everything here. Okay, beautiful. All right, we'll do a couple more shuffles while I have you here. And then let's go ahead and lay out the cards and see what is in store for Aries. Okay. Nice. Okay, let's do this. So let's go ahead and take a look at where you currently are at right now. This is how you feel about yourself right now. So you're at a point, Aries, where you've got a decision to make. So this is quite interesting. And it's a moon card, which is also quite interesting as well, because your moon sign is the position in the sky that at the moment that you were born, right? And it talks about your emotional essence, kind of like your soul, like your subconscious. And what this is talking about here, for me, when I see this, is it's almost as if that you are doing some really deep thinking as it relates to something in your life. Now, this could be a love situation, this could be a work situation, or whatever situation that has brought you, Aries, to my channel today. But it looks like you've got an important decision that you need to make at the present moment. And the decision that you make now, Aries, is going to affect you in, for many years to come, okay? For at least a long time, okay? So just make sure what you really want before you act. And it's all about taking a few breaths, right? And take the time to clear your mind. And then what's going to happen is when you meditate on that, your intuition is going to let you know, okay? We are all part of one creation energetically, and we are all interconnected. So what affects one person does affect the whole thing, okay? So whatever situation that you're in terms of decision that you make, just know that everything that that we say in life, whatever it is that we say or when we talk about it to someone, it does it definitely has an effect, and a positive effect can only be achieved by being truly honest with yourself. And the right decision is the one that's going to feel comfortable for you, Aries, in your heart, okay? So don't make your decision based on what you think you should do. That would be a mistake, okay? Be true to you, because by only being true to you can you also be true to others, okay? So that's what the card wants to let you know. So you're going to get, it's almost as if that you're going to do some meditation, and you'll do some thinking. I'm sorry for the glare there, guys. You'll do some meditation and thinking. And then what happens is that the enlightenment comes, and it's almost like a drop. And as you well know, that any drop in the water has those the reverberations, and the vibration is these little waves that go to the rest of the water that's going all around it. So it's quite a beautiful. So it's almost like a drop. So whatever it is, a decision that you make was going to have a profound effect on everyone involved. So if you go and you meditate, the moon is about tapping into your soul or your subconscious, and this is just tapping into your fears, your dreams, your desires, your deepest feelings. But understand that your moon. It's almost as if like the moon gives you awesome insight into those reactions, and also emotions that seemingly come out from nowhere. And that's why the moon sign is kind of helpful for you too. So you might want to check out your moon sign, in terms of my other reads here, or anyone else's, of course, here, and just keep that in mind. So there you have it. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and move to where it is now that what you want most at this moment. Well, that makes a lot of sense, right? You want revelation, okay? Very, very nice. You want to see kind of the light at the end of the tunnel, or that warm light, right there that really kind of comes out. And what this really talks about here is, just getting that exactly the answer that you're looking for. It's almost as if you ponder and you go through it. So again, whether this is a relationship, whether it is a career situation, or just a situation that you're going through at hand in your life, you're going to find the answer that you seek. And this is just another layer of this decision factor here. This is saying to sit quietly and focus on your breath and meditate, Aries. Okay, and pay attention on how your heart feels. Okay, because the answer is going to surface, and it's going to come. It's going to come from within. All right, and the current circumstances might be, maybe how do I want igniting a little bit of anxiety and stress in your life, and it's human nature, to want to make quote unquote sense of everything in our life, right? However, this is saying don't waste your time trying to really figure things out logically, because it's only going to further get you into confusion, okay? And what you want to do is not move into the mood which is hidden. You want to move outside of it so you get the enlightenment. And so dropping into your heart is going to also be a big helpful thing for you. And then and know that things are going to unfold for you in its perfect time. All's going to fall in place over the coming few months. So I just want to let you know that. Now, some of you might have that a lot sooner. Some of you might see that now, but this is just letting you know what you want most is that revelation, because, obviously there's some sort of decision that you are looking to make. And again, it could be a relationship. It could be a situation. It could be even about you and what you're going to do next in your life as well. Okay. So the next card that we get, now this is beautiful, Aries. I think that Gemini got this, and I think that also Aquarius got this. So you might be dealing with that, but this is all about, because this is in the position of your fears, I feel that maybe you're not accepting things as they are, and you're not seeing things maybe as clearly. And so what this talks about here is really focusing on accepting yourself. You've got the power to bring balance to this situation. So don't think that you don't. Anything that's causing concern right now, what you need to do, and what this card is in inviting you to do, is to accept things as they are, and don't try to change that which is beyond your power to change. Okay, this is to have pure acceptance. Focus instead on that you have power over, Aries. You've got the power in how you react to certain events in your life. And if you focus on accepting that attitude of acceptance, you're going to create a lot more peace in your life. Okay, you see how everything flows around her; it's just flowing, and there's clarity. It's almost as if that is saying to go with the flow. Go with the flow. Relax in the waters, and the universe has got you. And it's about surrendering to the universe to get that clarity and that insight that you're looking for here. Okay, so your fear is not being able to do that, but just believe that the forces of life are moving with you and in the flow and not against you. Okay, because her body, as you see, they've got the also the kind of the flow that's here. The body has to be in tune with the universe and flow, and that's what wants to come through in terms of this message. So acceptance doesn't mean you give up on any of your dreams or on what you want. Whatever the question, that you have that's come to my channel here, it just means that there is a higher purpose of things, and you need to trust that your spirit guides and the universe has got your back, and everything's going to work out for you for the highest good. But it's also going to work for the highest good of all others. So this is all playing within each other. So this is quite interesting. Now, what I love about this, what you've got going for you here right now is liberation. Okay? Liberation. And what is beautiful about this is that you see the third eye that's being highlighted here. This is all about having that insight, okay, to be accepting yourself. And when you accept yourself, you are liberated, okay? You are liberated by anything that is holding you back in life. And so that's what this is pretty much talking about here, is that, especially through liberation, because this wants to let you know is that that a person who has perhaps hurt you, because you see this person is kind of sad here, maybe it's about a person who has hurt you, or disappointed you in some way, shape, or form, is simply a mirror for the hurt or disappointment that's already inside you. Okay, so the beauty of this is that all events of your life, whether they are happy or sad, good or bad, or however you are looking at that, they're just acts of love. Okay, the hurt or disappointment you feel now is just an opportunity for you to examine what you don't love about yourself. Okay, so what is that for you, Aries? And note your comments, because it's safe for you to open your heart. This is saying love yourself as you are, accept yourself as you are, and then this decision here is going to be able to even come to light. Okay, it's going to be easier for you to make. But as you journey through your life, this is saying is that there's going to be a new found sense of freedom. And liberation that's going to transform you. You're going to see the light in the world around you. And it's about loving yourself and stop placing any unreasonable expectations onto yourself. Are you doing that, Aries? Note your comments below, okay? So that's interesting. But what you've got going for you is to be able to liberate yourself. And that's clearing your perception of your third eye chakra. So make sure that you do that. And you definitely, but this is also liberating and going with the flow here as well, because this is all about really being in the flow and loving yourself, right? That's what it wants to let you know. Whatever hurt you're having, you're going through and you're getting a different perception of it. You're learning to examine it a little bit more. You see the eyes are kind of going through. You're learning to examine your situation, your sadness a little bit more, and you gain this beautiful perception and this insight from your sixth sense. But it's only until you see the flow here that you dive deep and go into the flow of what's happening and what's going on, and truly understanding that there was a disappointment that you already held inside you. And so a situation externally just showed up to remind you there's something that we need to talk. It's something that needs to be revisited. It doesn't have to be relived. It needs to be revisited. And when you revisit it and you can find the root of the situation, then you can find at least 2 or 3 ways that you could change that perception about it, and then allow it to uplift you, okay? And that's what we want for you. So note your comments if that makes sense, but that's kind of what's coming up for me, here for you. Now let's go ahead on what is going against you. Now, this is interesting because this card is a card of love. So are you finding, Aries, that you're not loving yourself as you should be loving yourself? And I'm talking about all of you, okay? Not just one part of you. I'm talking about just the whole you, okay? So it's like this stone is like one stone of this, but they're all different parts and facets of you. And that's what brings out this beauty and this blossoming of this beautiful flower that you are. And you need to recognize that you are love. And you are what's the word that I'm talking about? You are not only capable of love, you deserve love. And it all starts with you and loving every single pebble within you, okay? That brings that warmth to others that can actually bloom. Because remember, you are so unique. It's like almost every single flower is unique because they've got this different thumbprint, just like you are. And every little piece of you is so unique than any other person on earth. And this is saying to embrace that. Embrace it fully and bring the warmth of, the energy through this in you to help you even bloom even more so. And go, with the flow. So this is quite beautiful here. I really love this for you here. But that's what this is saying. You're getting this in the month of love, which is quite beautiful, right? So I love to see this here as well. But it also talks about, and it's quite beautiful. And this may resonate with some of you, so I definitely have to mention this. Is that you might not see it, but there is a beautiful relationship that will soon develop. And this type of relationship, when you get in this card, is one that's going to flow for many years to come, okay? It's going to bring a lot of blessings, okay? So this is another way to look at this card. This is going to bring a lot of blessings coming towards you, okay? So it's not just going to bring one, it's going to bring many. So maybe make sure that you keep your dream alive, that you still keep the dream of what it is that you want in love alive. Because this is saying is that it's definitely going to be coming to you. And this is about appreciating and savoring every moment together. Because when you love yourself, you become that magnet of love. And that magnet of love cannot help but attract love, from others. And so if you're already in a relationship, then this relationship will deepen. If you're not in a relationship at this time, then this is saying to be definitely to keep open, to someone that is going to be coming, your way. Now, please be sure to express any insecurities that you may have with your partner, because when you do that, you're going to find that your relationship will strengthen as well. Okay, so do keep that in mind. Now, what do we get in the full outcome? Oh, I haven't even seen this card, and this is beautiful. This is the first time I'm using this deck, this month for all the signs here for February. But this is gorgeous. So in terms of, making your decision and your liberation and love, just know that everything is in divine order at this time, okay? And don't try to force anything to happen, Aries, except that divine order is at play. And this card is asking is that, you can easily perhaps sink into depression, right? And because of you believe that the world around you is in such disarray, right? With all, things that are happening around with war, destruction, and things like that. But as the saying goes, there is a time and a purpose for everything, under the sky or under the heavens, okay? And everything serves a purpose and has a reason for being. Otherwise, things would not exist. So just note that your life is a divine tapestry that you see here and is so beautiful. And remember I talked about your unique footprint, or your also your thumbprint on things, is that the overall design only begins to make sense when viewed from a higher perspective, a broader perspective. Okay, so believing that things are not the way that they should be, only serves to disappoint you further. So, and make you feel maybe angry or fearful. Many of us out there. So just note that divine order is visible, but it's only visible through the perspective of love. This really is saying you're going to really live. If you love yourself and accept yourself, you're going to be liberated through love, Aries. I mean, this is really beautiful. And just as the true purpose of things can only be known by the light of your soul, this is saying is that the world just doesn't need saving. It just really, truly needs to be loved. And so do you. Okay. So this is saying is that things are going to be happening in divine order. And this is saying to accept that fact, accept yourself, and just focus on love and live every day in love. And when you do so, I cannot tell you all the beautiful things and surprises that can come your way. New relationship, a revelation, liberation, right? You have all of these things available to you. So do keep that in mind. Now I'm going to pull a few other cards. We're going to see what comes up in the surface on what other information that will be helpful for you in the month of February. Okay? All right, and what is that? What can help Aries in the month of February? Time, right? Divine order also talks about time. And so this is quite interesting. You're going to get the enlightenment you need if you give it the time to do so, right? You've got the stars and the moon to, whatever it is to make your decision. There's no rush to get things done right now. This is about that things are going to happen in its best time, okay, as things come out for you. So just note that, all right? Don't try to rush something. Sometimes it's very difficult to do. This perception. The next card that you get is perception. You're going to get the insights you need. So whatever the question that you have, you're going to get the insight that you need, right? Look at her hand. It's almost like this. You're going to get the insight. Just slow down, take your time, because it's going to come through for you, okay? And this is the guidance of this card that it's giving you. You've got a keen sense of perception, Aries. You really, truly do. And what this is talking about here is that you want to keep in mind too of those that you have around you, okay? Because of this keen eye that you have, you're going to be able to notice others that may have a tendency to use you in some way, shape, or form, okay? Maybe it's that nothing that you do or say will be enough. So tread carefully. Don't allow yourself to be drawn into other people's problems. Okay. This is saying is still use your intuition and trust your natural instincts about that. So I don't know if there was a situation, this might be for one of you or a few of you, but I did need to bring that up. You see how she's got, I see that. Okay, I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that, spirit guys. I see that coming. So that's what this is talking about for you, all right? So you've got a keen sense of perception, and you've earned it, okay? Because you've gone through this process, and I think it's quite beautiful, all right? You're having faith in divine order. And if you don't, this card is your outcome is saying to have faith in that divine order, okay? But you have the perception, okay? It's going to come out in all due time. The next card that you get is connection. Beautiful, okay? So connection is telling me is that you're going to not only you're going to have this beautiful connection that can come your way, through love here, or a deeper connection, but also accepting the connection internally inside you, right? So when you accept yourself, you're going to have that connection, all right? And that connection is going to really, really help you become one with yourself. Okay. Now, steady progress is going to get you to your goal. So whatever's brought you here, steady progress is going to get you there, right? Just note that you can't just do one thing one time and think that that things are going to change considerably. Sometimes it's breaking an old pattern. If it's a thought pattern, The mind likes the familiar. So you're going to have to learn how to break that. And that's going to the root of the situation, right? When did you first start feeling this, and what age and what time? Bring yourself back to that point, review it, change the perception of that now, because if that happened as an inner child, back, I don't know, in the past of some sort, you now have this new awareness, okay? You've got this new awareness, and you've got new revelation here, right? And you also have got, that keen perception that you can actually pick out what it is that you connected with in that old belief, and you can actually switch it around and find at least two ways to think of it in the opposite way, and to anchor that in. And every time you see that bubble up, stop yourself and then repeat the anchoring positive affirmation that can change that. And I think that can actually help you move on, even better. So there you have that there. So now let's pull any other keen insights that would be, no, I don't want this one. I want this one. So we'll pull any other keen insights that might be important for you through this process that can help you, really bring all of this together and have faith and look forward to this beautiful love coming your way. Have a sharpened perception and be able to make that decision that you want and accept yourself and be liberated. Okay, so this card that we get is indecision. And what this is saying is that you've got a decision to make. You might feel an indecision, but if you tap in to your perception, right, of things, if you tap into your perception, you're going to get the liberation that you want, right? And then you're going to actually get the revelation that you need, okay? All these words ending in shun at the end. You've got a decision, right? You've got the perception to go through it. You've got the revelation to process this, and so this indecision won't even be around. And that, of course, leads to your liberation. What else can help you in the process? Judgment, okay? So just note that I think the judgment is just all about judging others. We all know that if we judge others, we're really judging ourselves. So whatever it is that you're doing on others, you find that you're doing it for yourself. But just note that everyone has your own unique path and challenges. And don't judge that someone's life is easier than yours. Sometimes you don't know how their walk, what their walk was. They may have their own unique path of challenges to overcome as well. So this card wants you to keep that in mind. And then any final advice in here? Honesty. Oh, this is beautiful. I think this is really being honest with yourself and accepting yourself in the process. And you can't always expect the truth from others, but what you can do, Aries, is expect the truth from yourself, okay? And that is so beautiful. I love seeing that. And what do the root cards want to tell us? Let's have a little bit of fun at the end here. So let's see what the root cards want to tell us at the very, very end. Note your comments below, guys, and let me know how this resonates. Here it is. What is it? Get your head out of your rear end, okay? That's what this is saying, pronto, okay? That's what this wants to let you know. It's saying that this decision that you have to make is about stopping for a moment and going within, right? And if you stay stuck in it you don't, pray to the universe and also ask the universe for your guidance, you're going to stay in the dark and you're not going to be able to see a thing. So this is really asking you and to let you know and to have faith that whatever decision that you do have to make, you're going to have that revelation, because guess what? You've got the keen perception. You've got it. You really got it. And it already says that you're going to learn to accept yourself here. or if you can't, this is saying that you're in your fearful position. This is saying that you definitely focus on accepting yourself, because you will be liberated and things will just come. You know, you accept yourself and love comes your way. And that's what all it wants you to know. So, you know, you are definitely worth it. And it's worth to take this time for yourself in this. So I love this. Let me know, Aries, how this resonates with you in any way, shape, or form. And I look forward to seeing you in the month of March. Until then, namaste.